Hi guys, this is Ozcan. In this video I'm going to talk about files and how to read and write from them. So first of all, why do we need files? When you run your programs, all the data that is created inside the program is actually temporary, which means as soon as you terminate the program, everything is gone. Therefore, you need some kind of storage. This can be storage devices, databases, etc., or files. So you can actually save all your data that is generated by your program into a file, and then later, as you need it, you can read from the files. Now, the Java offers us a file class, which is a class that represents files and directory path names in an abstract manner. And this class is used for um, renaming or accessing directories, file searching, and deleting files. So, and this file class, however, lacks the methods to change its contents. So you cannot read or write into this file, read from it or write into it. The two other classes Java provides that we can actually use to change the file content or read the file content are the scanner class for reading the file and the print writer class for writing into the file. So let's do an example for how you can actually write into the file. Okay, first of all, let's put a try-catch block because it's always a risky thing to accessing a file that might not exist, or you might not be able to create the file. Either case. So we can, by the way, you need to have this package, input output basic IO package imported in your program. So let's see, print writer output equals new print writer. I want to name a file scores.txt, scores text, right? And then I want to print something into this file. So I'm going to say output dot print line inside the line. I'm going to print O's Autobook 2016. Okay, and then now it's important, as soon as you use the print writer class, you need to close when you're done with writing into the file, because if you do not close, that might cause problems, such as it might actually not save the file properly and you might not store your data. Okay, so we can put some message here. In case things go wrong, it can give us a clue. Right now, there's no scores.txt here under my file read write project directory, but once I run it, well, still there's nothing, but let's refresh. As you see, the scores.txt is created there. Now, if you look into it, it actually printed what I wanted to print there. Now, let's print another line. For example, let's print let's say June 2017, and then we run this, open the scores.txt, and it's updated. So it keeps adding lines. So this is one way to populate your files. Okay. Now there are several other methods. So there's the print method, the print line method, and all the overloads. Okay, and then there's the printf method, which is a convenience method that to write a formatted string to this writer using the specified format, etc. So this is how you can actually write into a file. Okay, now let's write another method that actually reads from the file. So read from file. Do our try catch block again. Now for reading a file, you're gonna need a scanner. Okay, so you need to import your scanner package. Scanner input equals new scanner. Now you need to reach a file. You're reaching a file, so you need to use a file type. New file. So the name of my file was scores.txt. Since this file is in the same directory, I can just access it as scores.txt, but sometimes you might, if it's not in the same directory, sometimes you might need to get the absolute path to the file. For example, let's say I'm gonna try to reach to a file from the desktop, right? I'm gonna create a file, a new file, and I'm gonna save this to the desktop. New file.txt. Then I will need the actual path. In the Mac, you can do it this way. Get the info and copy all this directory, right? So if I wanted to go for the new file, it would be like something like this. New file.txt, okay, with the directory. It's gonna be the same as Windows. If you're running a Windows or Linux machine, you need to find the directory to file that you want to access, because the computer doesn't know where it is. You cannot. The compiler won't find the file based on its name. Anyway, let's go back to scores.txt that we just populated. Okay. Now let's write a while loop. So this while loop will run as long as there is something to read in the file. Okay. Now that's what hasNext method does exactly. It basically returns true if the scanner has more data to be read. Alternatively, you could also use the next string, and you can check if it's null or not. The next method, which will returns the next token as a string from the scanner. Now, by default, the scanner will break strings into tokens that is separated by a white space, but you can change that using the use delimiter method, which takes a string pattern inside, and then that way you don't have to separate items in the string by white space. You can separate them with different patterns. Every time you see the pattern, it's gonna start reading the next token. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna be using only the white space. So let's do this. So I want to get, if you remember the format, there's a name, there's a last name, and then there's a year, right? So first I'm gonna read the name, which is gonna be the input dot next, okay? And then the second one is going to be last name. You can read it as input dot next, and then finally the year is going to be input dot next. print them out. What's going on here? Print line, first name. Okay, it's a typo. And once you're done with reading, you should close your scanner. Now let's run this and see what happens. And oh, it's out of book. So as you can see, it read everything from the file. We can actually add more stuff. Shadow 2018. Now I'm gonna run this, and I'm gonna read the file now. And you can see you can read and write. So that's how you can perform reading and writing from files. Thanks for watching.